So, welcome to Age of Mythology and the scenario editor, and here we will, examine a project I'm working on. We might later go into coding as well, and coding would be the scripts for the conditions and effects specifically made for this scenario, but for now we just stick to the game itself and try to grasp the basic idea. So this game is a multiplayer map for up to 4 players, and together they play cooperatively some sort of hero RPG campaign styled map. And a lot of coding went into this little area, which is the hero selection place or hero pool. So here we got the selector units for our 4 players. We gotta use selector units because Age of Mythology doesn't allow us to go much into the user interface. And around us we got the heroes which are available for selection. So those 4 are actually available. The blue ones are locked. We have to solve their quests to unlock them and be able to pick them. And the gravestones mean the heroes have died and can't be selected anymore. Another state would be this statue, which means that one of the players is playing this hero right now, so it can be picked by the others. However, as I said, a lot of coding went into this area because in this map you can actually return your hero back to the pool and you or the other players are able to pick it again. And it also remembers what level it is in and how many skill points it still has, how many skill points the hero has invested in what type of skills, and also he remembers how much gold he has. Sadly, well, not the experience points, those you lose, but the levels, when you reach those you can return the hero safely back to the pool and he'll be available for all of the players again. And that is basically also the lose condition for this game, because if all of the remaining heroes are either dead or locked, the players lose. So let's continue with the skill system. How it works is when you kill anything you get usually 1 experience point. For some units you'll get more than 1, which will be announced in the chat too. And the experience points gather up in the favor counter down here. So what you get besides the experience is some hit points back for your hero and also some hit points back for your army. So you got a small amount of healing through killing units, which means you can hold on maybe longer and maybe heal fully up just by killing enemies and not getting hit. Oh, here we got a harpy, let's just catch that, which arrived kind of perfectly. So now we are cursed because we got too close to one of those 3 big harpies flying around on the map, and that means our curses and blessings are removed and we are cursed now. We have no hit points and no experience point generation. Also we got the Pegasus, we got quite lucky. So while the harpy cursed us and gave us no HP or XP from kills, the Pegasus removed this curse, so we now get again 1 hit point, no, 1 experience point usually, maybe more for stronger enemies, and some hit points back on our hero and back on our army. And that's how curses work. Blessings will come to later, but let's go back to leveling up. So up here is the area in which we can actually use up our skill points. Those 2 guys are the skill points. And those are the skills we can pick. However, as you can see, we are locked off from this area. So we got to go to a campfire, for which we have to pick up some wood. Here we got 10 wood to get started. Now we can go to this campfire, which unlocks our skill points. Yeah, let's stick with the skill points for now. So this skill is basically the most obvious one in those style of hero campaigns. This one gives you the most attack points and those the most DPS. So you get 4 damage and 5 HP for your main hero only. And usually that's quite good to go for damage because it helps you kill people faster, gain XP faster, and basically go through the map faster. So in a lot of similarly styled scenarios where you kind of compete with your allies on who gets the experience points and how to get through the map faster, or well, trying to do that, usually going for more attack is a good thing, so you get the last kills and stuff. However, that makes it kind of difficult for the other skills to compete, so they have quite a lot to offer. This guy gives you only half the attack, but double the hit points. He also adds on top 1 hack armor, a slight bonus versus myth units, and a small percentage added to the army heal on kill. That guy, however, gives you even less attack, just 1, doubles the hit points again up to 20, gives you 1 PS armor, some amount of self-heal per kill, and a bonus versus infantry. So with this guy, well, your hero gets somewhat tankier and heals itself, and with that guy your army heals itself faster, but you also get, well, some hack armor which helps you out in melee combat, in close combat, I guess. How this campfires work is, as long as you stay close to them, any player can come up here and use them for free, but if there's no hero around anymore, they get kind of unlit. They are neutral again, they are deactivated, and your heroes are not able to do anything there unless they pay again the starting fee, which is 10 wood for campfires. Okay, what we got here too is this dwarf, and for some heroes it's a dwarf, for some it's a gatherer. Usually you'd want to have a gatherer because the only resources you are able to pick up are wood and food. So you can get some wood from the trees, some food from the berries, and later you get goats, chickens, whatnot, but there's no gold around, so you stick to the first 2 resources. However, if we check with some cheats, Trojan Horse for Sale is supposed to give us 1000 wood, and Junk Food Night is supposed to give us 1000 food. We see that we are kind of capped to 50, so our carry capacity is pretty limited. We already used up 20 of those food for 2 archers. This hero gets archers. The basic military costs, well, all of the military for now costs 1 population and 10 food. So we filled up our pop cap and got ourselves some army deployed. However, if we check again with Junk Food Night, we are still capped to 50 food. And also, this dwarf has a problem because he got the wood but has no drop spot to deliver it to, which is where this god power comes in handy. This one gives us an ox cart basically, so the dwarf can go on working, but it also increased our carry capacity to 500, so now we can actually build up some sort of economy. The dwarf, I forgot to mention, the dwarf, the civilian unit in general, you get for free, so it doesn't matter how often you lose it. You will always be able to retrieve it as soon as you get to a campfire and can pay the food for it, which is also where you get military from. So this guy helps you to get some wood, get the food for your army, together with the ox cart. And you usually want to junk food night. Keep the ox cart around because it's quite more devastating if you lose that ox cart and all the resources above your carry capacity. You get the ox cart back too after this timer runs out, and your god power is basically available again. So ox carts are kind of free, but they also stack the resources for you, so it's quite important to not lose those. So the next question you might have is, what do I want the resources for? Which is a great question. So let's convert this guy into an Ulfsark, and we see the next guy we get, he doesn't convert into an Ulfsark. We are limited to one builder, and he's able to build us some of those buildings available. So we got a tower, which is basically just for safety measures. You can hide your ox cart in there. And we got a market in which you can sell food and wood for pretty shabby prices, but that's your only way to get gold. And the next things you get, the next buildings are the hill fort and the armory, but both of those cost more than your carry capacity allows you to have. So you'll have to build the market and train some caravans from there. The llama caravans, 5 of those you can build. They increase your carry capacity by 100 too, so you'll be able to build the larger buildings. Each of those buildings increases your civilian counters, so if you have one of those around, you don't get one dwarf at the campfire, but also a second one, and it goes up to 5, just one more per building. So, do we have the ox cart back? No. 3 more seconds. Let's try to build that. Now we kinda need some wood. Trojan horse for sale. To start building a tower. We won't finish it anytime soon, because building is pretty slow in this game mode. And the whole resource and building up part is just some action for the background, because core of the map is your hero and his army running around on the map, getting quests and experience points done. So that's just some economical build up to, well, make use of the game's mechanics and have that going on. However, we explained the hero pool earlier and how you can return your heroes and what resources you are able to still have, and which ones you keep and which ones you lose. So what she keeps is how many skill points she has invested, what skills she already upgraded, and the next thing would be which level she is, of course, and the gold counter. Everything, well, not everything else. Also, she gets to keep the buildings. However, as you see, the units, they don't stay loyal. So now she lost all of those, and they attacked the building. So the reasoning for that is each hero has his own army composition, so we don't want to mix it up. And that basically means you lose all your units by leaving the map. However, you keep your buildings, which are what you really build up for. Sorry about that. So the buildings are the long-term investment, and that's why you keep those when you return your hero. However, if your hero dies, you will also lose your buildings. That's just a punishment for carelessness. So now we are able to kill some of our former allies, giving us some experience points. But let's sort of continue and not bother with this ox cart. We need to cheat some food, junk, food, night, to get ourselves some of the, well, to get ahead. Okay. So as you've seen, we got 60 experience points, which is a bug for now, but it means the draft's cost is above 0 and we get as much experience points as the unit costs. Most of the units are supposed to cost 0, which means you get just 1, and those which have a cost attached to them, like this Parasite, he's costing 3 favor, showing us that we got 3 experience points by killing this guy. Here we got some cutscene, which doesn't lock us off because all of the players maybe who knows where. So this cutscene basically killed off a person, which resulted in a message saying a hero has fallen, and this hero went from locked to dead. So congratulations, we made progress. And how that resolves is we got to let's kind of kill those off first. Maybe even keep alive that guy in the process. Okay, we are good. So how that works is we have to go to this specific shrine and offer one of those big goats, not the normal ones. It has to be this kind of goat, and offer that to the gods of death, which resurrect one of the dead heroes. And how that works is they basically have a list on who gets resurrected first, and this hero is like the first on that list, and those two come somewhat later. So you basically unlock those 2 heroes by finding more of those goats. The next big thing we got here is a blessing. So if we go close to big people, big statues which kind of move around a bit, we get blessed, just like with the harpies which cursed us. So their blessing is that we get 1 more experience point per kill. So every kill we make from now on will be 1 additional experience point for our hero. Yeah. There are other blessings too, and you basically keep them until you return your hero, or until your hero dies, or of course until you get cursed by harpies or find yourself another blessing you want to try out or keep maybe. Yeah, so that's for blessings. There are 8 of those in the corners of the map somewhat. But we will not go into that because I mostly forgot for now what they do. They mostly give you some, well, one of those increases your self-heal, one increases army heal, besides giving you some upgrades which are not available otherwise, like some kind of armor or line of sight, maybe. So let's go onto this well. Here we paid 1 gold to call on this healer from the well. And it basically works just like the campfire. As long as any hero is close by, this healer will stay here and work for us. But if the hero goes away, the healer just returns to the well, and the other players or you, this hero, has to pay again the fee of 1 gold to call upon the healer. And that's basically what you want gold for, because all of the heroes start with like up to 10 maybe, if they are rich. And you don't get any gold until you have your market up and start selling wood and food, which you slowly gather with one of those guys. So that's it for the resource mechanics and the hero pool. And yeah, that's basically the core idea of the map. You have this hero pool as a shared resource and try to solve all the quests and get more heroes, while you slowly build up some sort of economy in the background. Okay, that's it for now. We'll take a closer look on this map and its progress in a later one. So thank you for watching and see ya.